When your dog locks eyes with you, do you have any clue what's really going through their head? You probably assume they see their owner, their ride or die, their pack leader, their parent figure. But here's the thing you've probably never considered. Your dog has never, not once, looked at you and thought you were just another random human. What they actually see completely flips the script on how you should be connecting with them. And the vast majority of pet parents are completely in the dark, which means they're overlooking cues their dog throws at them every single day. Let's dive into what your dog truly sees when they gaze your way. 1. They think you're one weird looking dog. Have you ever noticed how your dog interacts with you totally differently than they do with other dogs? No intense sniffing like they do with a strange pup at the dog park. No awkward circling before crashing next to you. They just vibe with you. And you know what? That's not cluelessness. That's a massive compliment. Decades of digging into canine psychology tell us that dogs are literally built to clock that humans aren't the same as them, and like cats, who apparently view us as giant hairless felines. Dogs are fully aware we're not part of their species. But here's the kicker: they couldn't care less. Researchers have discovered that dogs possess this incredible knack for forging cross-species bonds. When your dog stares up at you, they're not picturing a fellow canine. They're seeing something way more significant. They're seeing their provider, their safe harbor, their sure thing in a chaotic world. When they trot over with their prized possession, that's not pack mentality. That's them sharing. When they glance back at you during a walk to check you're still there, that's not groveling. That's pure trust. They're fully aware you're not one of them, and they picked you anyway. In their book, you're not a dog. You're not merely a human. You're theirs. And that mindset that you're the beating heart of their whole world actually fuels something way more profound than just how they say hello. Stick around, because later we're going to unpack what scientists recently uncovered about how this connection physically rewires the way your dog deals with stress, terror, and even physical discomfort. And once you hear it, your entire perspective on your dog will shift forever. 2. They bring you stuff because they're convinced you'd starve without them. Does your dog plop a slobber-covered toy at your feet and gaze up at you like they just handed you the crown jewels? Why do they occasionally leave a half-gnawed bone right where you're guaranteed to step on it? Most folks brush it off as a simple plea to play. And sure, sometimes that's exactly what it is. But there's a whole other layer flying under the radar. Out in the wild, canines don't just hunt to fill their own bellies. They haul food back to the group, to the ones who got hurt, to the youngsters, to the members who couldn't pull their weight. And when your dog drops a toy at your feet, or heaven forbid, something they scavenged outdoors, they're acting on that primal programming. Except this time, you are the one they're looking out for. Hey, watch your every move. You never stalk prey. You never give chase. You just pop open weird bags and tins and magically produce food. From their perspective, you're hopeless at this whole survival gig. You'd be a goner without them stepping up. And rather than throw in the towel on you, they intervene. Some dogs bring back actual carcasses. Others offer up well-chewed playthings. Some simply deposit a ball at your toes and hold vigil. But the underlying sentiment never wavers here. I snagged this for you. You clearly can't manage on your own. Now, let's be real. Not every item your dog drags over is a survival tutorial. Sometimes it's sheer and filtered enthusiasm. My own dog, for instance, drops the same battered tennis ball at my feet 100 times daily purely so I'll launch it again. That's not instruction. That's just him demanding I get with the program. So read the room. If they drop it and hold your gaze softly, that's them offering a gift. If they drop it and go into full-body wiggle mode, that's an invitation to party. Either scenario, they're making the conscious decision to engage with you, and that decision carries serious weight. And hey, if this is shifting your perspective on your pup right now, smash that like and subscribe so we can assist more dog owners in decoding what their four-legged friend has been attempting to communicate all this time. 3. Your mug isn't what sticks with them most. Have you ever gotten right up in your dog's grill and felt like they were staring straight through you? Like the connection just wasn't firing in that instant? Here's the deal. While dogs absolutely can identify faces, research indicates they're drawn to happy human expressions over angry scowls. That's not their primary method of recognizing you. If you suddenly shaved your head, sprouted a beard, or threw on some shades, your pup might do a double take, but the instant you utter a word, the second you shift your weight, they're clued in immediately. Because your dog isn't storing a snapshot of you in their memory bank, they're storing your smell. They're storing the cadence of your footsteps, the pattern of your breathing, the distinctive sound of you cracking open the fridge, the familiar rattle of your keys. In one fascinating study, dogs successfully identified their owner's scent from a lineup of 7 strangers with almost flawless precision even when the owner had been absent for hours. Not so when your dog comes in glued at the door to welcome you home. They're not merely thrilled to lay eyes on you, they're absolutely drenched in the complete chemical fingerprint of who you are. Your face is merely the icing on the cake, and this also explains why your dog sometimes completely blanks you when you slip into a room quietly. If you're not generating noise, if you're not near enough for your scent to register, you're just another undefined shape in their periphery. But the nanosecond you utter their name, the instant your aroma hits their nostrils, that's when the tail goes into overdrive. Your dog isn't head over heels for your physical appearance. They're head over heels for your entire essence. For their bark was tailor-made specifically for you. Have you picked up on how your dog has distinct barks for different scenarios? The sharp, urgent warning when the delivery guy shows up. That drawn-out, pitiful whine when mealtime is overdue. The short, rapid-fire yips the moment you reach for the leash. Here's a bombshell that might catch you off guard. Wild canids, wolves, coyotes, dingoes, they do vocalize, but not like this, not with this range, not with this level of nuance. Domestication turned the tables completely. Across thousands of years, dogs figured out that we humans are utterly hopeless at decoding subtle physical cues. We overlook the twitch of an ear. We misread the position of a tail. Let's face it, we're pretty dense, so dogs pivoted. They invented an entirely fresh vocal play, became squarely at us. And here's the detail that flies under most people's radar. Your dog's barks aren't one size fits all. Research employing sound analysis tech has demonstrated that individual owners can identify their own dog's barks from a mixed batch even when the bark is triggered by the identical situation. Your dog has effectively fine-tuned their voice so you can grasp what they're saying. The bark they deploy when nature calls sounds nothing like the bark they use when they're feeling isolated. The growl they let out during a tug-of-war session is acoustically unique compared to a genuine warning growl. They've constructed an entire communication framework that truly clicks only between the two of you. So the next time your dog barks at you, resist the urge to immediately quiet them down. That sound has been honed over millennia, engineered specifically for your ears. It was developed because your dog determined you were worth the investment. That's not mere racket. That's evolution going out of its way for you. 5. You're the reason they can finally let. Have you ever observed your dog finally crash after a marathon day? They pivot in circles 3 times, collapse with a monumental sigh, and simply dissolve. Ears droop, eyes full shut, breath evens out. You probably chalked it up to plain exhaustion. But what if you're the catalyst for that transformation back? In 2019, our research squad in Hungary ran an experiment that ought to give every dog owner pause. They positioned dogs inside an MRI machine and monitored their neural activity while introducing various scents. Owner scent, unfamiliar human scent, familiar dog scent, unfamiliar dog scent. The findings were impossible to ignore. When dogs caught a whiff of their owner, a particular zone in their brain, the caudate nucleus, linked to positive anticipation and reward, erupted like fireworks. Brighter than any other scent, brighter than any other dog, brighter than literally anything else. Your personal odor actually activates a reward pathway in your dog's brain. The exact same neural region that sparks in us when we catch sight of someone we hold dear. And here's where it really lands. Remember earlier when we discussed how your dog views you as their sanctuary? This is the hard evidence. Your dog doesn't simply feel at ease with you. They are literally, neurologically designed to unwind in your presence. Your scent dials down their cortisol. Your voice steadies their pulse. Your contact releases oxytocin in both your bodies. During those still moments when your dog is nestled against you, breathing steadily, utterly defenseless, that's not merely slumber. That's the most powerful declaration of faith any creature can offer. They're dropping their shields because they're absolutely certain you'll maintain the lookout. So, what does your dog genuinely perceive when they fix their gaze on you? Not merely a human. Not merely an owner. Not merely the individual who keeps the bowl full. They perceive safety. They perceive comfort. They perceive the singular presence in the entire world that allows their whole being to finally exhale. Your dog doesn't demand flawlessness from you. They don't expect you to interpret every subtle cue. They simply need you to exist in their orbit. Because to your dog, you transcend being just a person. You are their whole world. If this video altered the way you see your dog, even slightly, drop a comment below. What's one behavior your dog exhibits that you never fully grasped before? And if you're committed to showing your dog love the right way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you in the next one.